completely out of it.
What up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, back in here with yet one more video. Joined today by a very special re-returning guest, Kelly.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's up, Kelly Michelle?
How are you?
I'm chilling.
Yes.
Fan favorite, re-returning. Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, so listen.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah. Anyway, I got this request, this AMS video request. What will the social media age lead to? I've gotten this 3-4 times.
Okay.
In a very short period of time. So apparently you guys like this video of AMS, so we're gonna react to it.
Okay.
And you've done videos on AMS before, so you are familiar with it. You've actually done a couple of videos on AMS.
I have.
Yeah, so you're very familiar with the structure and the form of his video.
Yes, I am.
Are you ready to get into it? Anything to say before we get started?
Nope. Let's just jump in.
Are you going to be in the comments of this video? Because she has her own YouTube channel. Like, you should be down in the comments.
Yes, I have my own YouTube channel, which is called Let's Talk About It with Kelly Michelle.
Now, before we get started, too, he's doing a video on social media. Can you talk about your social media use right now? Are you a heavy user, medium user, light user?
Very light. A light user. I have Facebook and also Instagram. And to be truthful, it's basically me just posting content.
Yeah, I can affirm that. She don't really post. And it's just, yeah. From her creative side, she posts like creative stuff, but it's not like, it's not the social media that we all think about. Like, she's not doing.
Yeah, I don't have any bikini shots, which I hear all the time.
She's a Midwest cutie pie. You know, she does cutie pie shit. All right, you ready to get started?
Yes.
All right, without further ado, let's hit right in it.
What's up, fellas? So I got a good question today. I had a loyal patron supporter that wanted to know, where do I think this social media bullshit is going to end? Well, let me tell you right now, guys. I don't think it's going to end well for women. Cause let me explain something to y'all. Everything in this life has a cause and effect. A lot of you guys right now are watching me because you found me trying to find dating advice. Alright, see, that's the thing on YouTube now. See, it ain't just all these blue pill dating coaches telling you how to shuck and jive for women. It's a lot of red pill guys on there letting y'all guys know about female nature. So a lot of you guys are on here because some woman lost interest, or maybe you got a couple of flakes. See, that was the cause of the social media. That's what it caused. The social media in the free attention age caused a lot of women to become flaky as hell. That's why I laugh at dating coaches who try to claim that this shit don't exist, because I don't know what world they living in. They obviously couldn't be dating women today, because everybody knows this shit exists. Because you can have a date with a girl set on Wednesday and, you know, hit her up Saturday morning to confirm the date, you know, to tell her the location of the date. And I found out I gotta work. So many fucking options. And so many guys are finding red pill dating coaches trying to find answers. You wasn't trying to find red pill content. You went on Google, typed in, why did she break up with me? Why did she flake? And my bald-headed ass showed up, or a Sandman ass popped up on the fucking page. And now you get all this red pill content. And now you learning female nature. You weren't even trying to learn no fucking female fucking nature. You was just trying to learn why the fucking girl lost interest. And my bald-headed ass talking about dig them down and toss them to the side of the road popped up. And now you getting a first-class lesson in fucking female nature. And so this is what I think is going to happen, guys. I think women are going to do this social media age thing. But guys, y'all must know at some point, every female wants a fucking family. If any of you guys watch The Real Atlanta Housewives, if y'all are familiar with Portia, you see how she just having a kid at 40 years old? Alright, you still want to have a kid alone, now all of a sudden she want to have a kid. Kenya Moore, off the Atlanta Housewives, damn near 50, trying to bear kids. Because see, you know, you can do all this career woman bullshit all you want to, But at the end of the day, your maternal instincts are gonna kick in and you're gonna want a fucking child. Same for some of us guys too. That maternal instinct, paternal instinct to be a father, it's gonna kick in probably at some point. It's gonna be hard to fight, all right? Even though you know you got child support, at some point it's gonna start kicking in harder and harder as you get older. But for men, we can have kids when we fucking 80 years old. A woman can't do that. So if a woman, as she starts to approach 40, she starts stressing. Why y'all think so many women these days are talking about they dating with a purpose? This shit been going on. This Facebook online dating shit, a lot of guys think this shit just started 2 years ago. Facebook been around for fucking 10 years. Alright, this free attention shit been going on for a while. And so a lot of guys have been getting this red pill knowledge and just doing rotations. Alright? And that's why y'all have so many women with all this dating with a fucking purpose bullshit.
All right, just real quick, let's hit it real quick. So he said a lot of things there. One of the things that he was saying is, you know, this is the free attention era. Because of the free attention era, women essentially have a lot more options to play with men's time. He was also talking about how, you know, women all want families. He said the paternal instincts might kick in at some point too, but he's saying that women will want families eventually. And there's a shorter finite time, right? And, you know, and I know, you know, after about 34 or 35, like they start to consider that a geriatric pregnancy. That's actually the term that they use for it, right? And so, like, what are your thoughts on that? Because also, too, I know you were a career-driven woman as well, right? So you have that aspect, and he mentioned that as well. So, like, in considering all those things, you have like initial reactions as to the content he's spitting?
That part of the content I can agree with, because I can speak for myself. I definitely am in the point in my life where I am ready for to be married and have a family and have children. And I do think about those things. So one of the things that I have considered is freezing my eggs. And that process is very strenuous, and we won't necessarily go into that, but that is something that I have thought about. And I also, because I do have a sibling that has children, I would want my children to grow up with their cousins. So I think about all of my cousins and family members, and I'm like, I want my children to be around them. So that is something that is top of mind for me. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and so, but specific to the social media age, he's tying together that because of social media, because there's like increased interactions that women might have. Like if you look at a woman's DM list, right? Like, so like before Tinder and Instagram and all these things exist, she would be relegated to who, you know, typically was in her town.
Sure.
But now, like with Tinder, for example, or Bumble, you can actually drop in the locations of other towns. Like, you know, like I could drop into New York right now and like see what's going on, and then that can be in an option set, right? But because she has so many options to her, what he's saying is that she might live out her 20s in a way that is, you know, she might have the goal of being married, but she's putting dudes off, you know, and she's messing with time, you know, of the dudes because she has all of these options. Do you have like a initial reaction to that concept, or do you identify what he's saying as truth?
Yes, I do believe that to a degree. I wouldn't say I wasn't necessarily a person that was like putting dudes off. So I wasn't that one that was just like, you know, doing that. But I will say, as far as like when I was in my 20s, that time wasn't, I guess, a big priority as far as like getting married. I mean, so I guess to be in full disclosure, there was a point in my life where I was about to be engaged and I thought I was going to get married in my early 20s. But when that situation didn't work out, like it wasn't like something pressing for me, like in my 20s at all. So I guess when you were just talking about the concept of time, it was just like, oh, I have time. Like I wasn't pressed about it, but it wasn't necessarily that I was just like, you know, shooing guys, well, I guess not shooing guys away, but just like being that kind of girl, I guess.
I see what you're saying. Do you also feel like as time has gone on that some of those requirements that you had in your 20s have started to subside a little bit? Or is it still something that you hold true to the same requirements that you've had before?
They have been adjusted, but to a degree, my requirements, and I'm not going to go like through the list of what they are. They are very topical, I should say, and they're not like fine. Like some maybe girls in their 20s, and I'm making a generalization, and this is not me myself, but they might be very like, oh, he has to be this height, and he has to make this amount of money, and he has to own a home, and just like have all of these like things that are very like specific, where as you get older, those things might be still important, but he might not necessarily have to have achieved them yet. Like, so what if, like say for example, like a homeowner, maybe he doesn't have a home, but having a home is in his 5-year plan. Can you deal with that? You know what I'm saying? So that's like a small adjustment that maybe people in their 30s like make, or as they get older. I don't know.
Okay, awesome. Well, I think he was about to get to another point. So
Yeah.
you ready to hop back in?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
All right, guys, because now it's starting to backfire on them. Because now what you having is you having a lot of guys who have red pill knowledge who don't want fucking relationships. They just fucking want rotations because now they don't trust female nature. And so guys are literally petrified to fucking fall in love or give a woman their heart. And so now you got a lot of women, specifically my age, are here with this, I'm dating with a purpose. Bitch, you wasn't dating with a purpose when your ass was 25 and 30 and enjoying all that free attention on Facebook, was you? You remember MySpace? MySpace older than 10 years. Yeah, you wasn't dating with a purpose then when you're twisting your ass on MySpace, was you? You was having fun and dodging in all the free attention. So what's gonna happen, guys, is, and you guys gonna start seeing this too, as you guys get older and older and older, you're gonna start seeing women want relationships and they can't get them, and they gonna start bitching and fucking complaining. The same way you guys was frustrated at women for all this flaky behavior is what I anticipate women being towards men 5, 10, 15 years from now, when no guy wants a fucking relationship, because red pill dating coaches dominate fucking internet now. It's hardly any if you a blue pill dating coach, you ain't gonna make no fucking money. I'm telling you that right now. Guys are done with that fucking beta simp bullshit. If you ain't teaching red pill knowledge, you not gonna make no fucking money as a dating coach. I'm not saying you gotta be as hardcore as me, alright? But you gotta make sure that you talking about female nature. If you ain't talking about female nature, you ain't gonna fucking make no money, because guys are done with that fucking bullshit. Alright, guys, I heard Coach Red Pill on one of his channels say, he had a video called Why Are Women Upset? Why are women so angry? Something like that. And in that video, basically what he was talking about was women were told to go out and get careers. Alright? That's what women was told, to go out and get careers. See, when I was young, guys, women depended on men. Alright? My aunties would not fuck with a dude unless he could do something for them. I'm not talking about just have your shit together. No. That wasn't good enough. You need to have your shit together, and you need to be able to throw me some every now and then on these fucking bills I got. That was the status quo when I was fucking younger. Alright? But times have changed, and now women have been told to be independent and to get their own. I can't remember the last time I had a woman ask me for some fucking money. Now, granted, I'm not talking.
I heard you say a couple of things over there while he was describing that.
Yeah. So it kind of reminds me, not necessarily the way that he's describing it, but as far as the concept of a man like taking care of a woman, like growing up, like that's the household I lived in. So my father was the sole provider and my mother was a stay-at-home mom, and so she did, odd jobs here and there whenever she wanted to, but she depended upon my father to be the provider of the house.
Sometimes I question, like I know, like what he's talking about right now, it has to do with a lot of, the mantra that you hear and the feminism movement, the equality movement when it comes to genders. What's interesting about what you just described versus what he's describing is, back in the day, you could have a plant job, support your wife, who's a housewife, and 2 kids and a dog, have a white picket fence, 4-bedroom house, and live comfortably. Now, it's difficult to do that.
Yeah.
It's difficult to do that with the same. It's damn near impossible with the same type of job. And it's difficult to do that with a cubicle job, right? So like, I wonder if there was something put in place to set up that structure, right? Like maybe there was an anticipation of where inflation was going or how the power of the dollar was going. And there's a built-in mantra into that movement that helps push the economy forward by telling women that, they need to go get jobs or they need to go do on their own or be independent. From an economic perspective, I wonder if there's something in there like that. I don't know. It's just my thought in the current moment. I don't know if there's any research on that or what have you. So I don't know if I necessarily identify with what he was just saying, as I can't remember the last time that a woman asked me for money. To my knowledge, I haven't been asked for money throughout my entire life, and I'm only 4 or 5 years younger than AMS. I wonder if that has to do with where he grew up at, in the geography that he grew up at. You know what I'm saying?
I personally have never asked anybody for money.
Jordan, you ever been asked for money?
I have not.
Okay. Yeah. So, I can't necessarily identify with that.
Into the hood project bitches, I get that. I only talk to women with careers, but still, it was once upon a time you still had to help them out too. All right, guys. Or it wasn't a lot of women with careers, but I can't remember the last, because a lot of women these days have been sold to be independent. All right, guys, and so women were unhappy because they got these careers, but I don't got no family. How many of you guys know, how many women y'all guys know that are 30, 35 years old, no kids, got a PhD or a master's degree, but no family? See, that generation of women right there, they were taught to be independent. And now they get into their late 30s and shit like this, and now they fucking miserable. All right, so now what you having is...
Were you taught to be independent?
Not necessarily, no. Not necessarily. The blueprint that I saw, like I was just describing, is, and the blueprint that I wanted for my life was I wanted to get married when I was proposed to when I was 24, that's what I wanted, but it just, life happened differently. So, no, I wasn't necessarily encouraged in a very feminist way, go for your career and stuff like that. No, not necessarily. But what made me laugh or about what he was just saying was, what was he just saying?
He was saying 35 years old.
Yeah, 35. So I can identify with, he was saying 30, 35 years old earlier or even later, having a master's degree, which I do, and I do not have any children, but then he said is also miserable, and I'm not miserable, so I can identify with that part, but I can identify with being in my 30s, not having children, and also having multiple degrees, but I don't think that you have to associate being miserable because the path of your life is different than what you expected. And I think that also, as you guys will watch another video that we did about mental health, that's something that I had to come to terms with and just embrace as well. Because so let me just say this, like a lot of the things that we want in life, it comes with all blessings and also difficulties. So the children that I want, yes, I'm excited for the opportunity to have, legacy and have children. But then, what also comes with it is the 2 o'clock in the morning when your child is screaming at the top of their lungs because they have a fever. So with anything in life, or with a lot of things in life, the things that we emphasize, the cute Instagram posts that I will make with my future child, and all the little just like cutesy things going to their recitals and stuff. But also what comes with it is, like I just said, 2 o'clock in the morning when they have a fever, when you have to pick them up from school because they got in a fight, or you have to those things that come with parenting, that are not the glorified things that we see in social media, that we tend to just emphasize those things.
And kids are expensive.
Yes, they're expensive.
Super expensive.
Super expensive.
In fact, you could probably retire 20 years earlier if you don't have kids and live your best
life.
Financially independent life.
Yeah.
That's real.
Real talk.
And actually, as I hear you talk about, and I asked you the question, is that what you were fed, from an information perspective? Mm-hmm. I believe you. In knowing a bit about your history, I think what was probably actually fed to you was marriage.
Yes.
I think that's actually
yes, it was.
what was fed to you, and it didn't work out for whatever that situation was worth.
Yeah.
But you were not
that person. Yeah.
But do you feel like after that situation didn't work out, do you think that you were then more focused on being independent because you had all those eggs in a basket? It didn't turn out. So did you do an about face and focused on being independent, and then maybe as you've gotten 30 plus, now you look back like, okay, well, I spent this time on focusing on my career, and I haven't hit the goal of what he's saying, like family,
Yeah.
right? So like think through that a little bit as well.
So it wasn't an immediate shift. So it wasn't like, oh, okay, so now that situation didn't work out and I'm not married, I'm going to just focus on my career. It was a journey. I feel like it was a journey for me because, there was a lot of things like you were just saying, like I grew up, the template was marriage. Then, so a sibling that I have right below me, she got married so both my mom and my sister got married at 23. And so there's the template, like there's the road I'm supposed to, and I was going to get married at 24 at the time. So, for a while, the road was like, why is my road different? Navigating that. But then I turned and I went to grad school. And then I really in recent years, I'm like, oh my gosh, financial independence. We talked about this a little bit, financial independence, having multiple streams of income, doing, those type of things have been what's important to me, having my own, side businesses and hustles and things like that. So it wasn't an immediate shift, but over the years it was okay, what does Kelly really want out of life? So
I feel it.
Yeah.
All right, well, a couple more minutes left. Let's hop right back in.
Okay.
What y'all probably gonna see is you probably gonna see an extended slut phase. Since women got all these fucking options, since women flake and it's only because they have so many options. Some dating coaches would tell you, oh, it was you and you get that woman just got so many options, it don't really make her no fucking difference. I'm getting 10 messages a day on Facebook. I'm getting 20, 100 on fucking. Y'all guys set up a fucking. I did this experiment before. Somebody on YouTube made a video. If you're a man, you have to set up a fake date app just to see how many messages a woman got. I did that shit and it was crazy. I'm talking 400 a day. I took a attractive woman, made a POF profile just to do the experiment, just like the guy said. I was just curious. I'm thinking maybe they get 20, 25 messages a day. I can see that. Man, it was like 4, 5. It was ridiculous. A day. 400, 500 a day. And the chick wasn't even that bad. She was like, to me, and I know looks is in the eyes of the beholder, to me, she was like 8. 8 and getting 400, 500 messages a day from guys who are fit, in shape, got good jobs. I'm like, God damn. Like, no wonder a woman go flake on a day. Shit, 4, 5, that's ridiculous. I can pick and choose. I can do what I fucking want to do. All right, guys, but that's going to come at a fucking price. Because you know those guys she flaked on? Guess what they going to fucking go do? They going to go type in why she flaked. Why she lost interest. And guess who's gonna pop up on the screen? Right here. And guess what he gonna start getting? He gonna start getting red pill knowledge. And guess what's gonna happen? And now he ain't gonna want no fucking relationship because now he don't fucking trust women all the fucking together. Alright? Now he got a full understanding of women. Well, before he was naive, maybe he would have got in a relationship. Now that he knows what the fuck is going on in female nature, now he just becomes one of the guys that fuck these hoes to sleep. Alright, guys, so this shit is not gonna end well for women in my fucking opinion, guys. And cause at the end of the day, women wanna do their little slutting and they wanna do their little whoring around, but at the end of the day, they all wanna fucking, at the end of the day, at some point, they wanna be fucking settled down with a family and shit like that. When they get ready to do that, you guys are not gonna be available. You guys are gonna be wanting rotations and, you know, I don't like to rush into things, you know. I like to take my, and now they gonna start getting frustrated. Now ain't no guys want a relationship, and now they jump on the fucking I date with a purpose. Yeah, you date with a purpose now. Your ass got goddamn gray hair on that pussy. You wasn't dating with a purpose when your ass on fucking POF getting fucking 400, 500 messages a day. You wasn't dating with a purpose then. Yeah, you was flaking and doing all this other shit. You thought you had it going on, didn't you? All right, now deal with it. All right, guys. So that's why I think it's headed. I think women are in for a fucking a big awakening later on. Everything takes time, guys. Don't nothing happen overnight. This takes a little while to get going, but as more guys, this red pill shit is growing by the fucking day. It's growing. You know, MTandR was started the fucking men was feeling like we weren't getting a fair shake on things. You know, divorce and kids. And then MTandR just went to just guys who were frustrated at women joining in. And that's how the fucking MTandR, a lot of the guys who were fucking MTandR, fucking 17-year-old kids ain't been married or no kids or nothing. And they still fucking MTandR because they just frustrated at women. And as this shit go along, I think less and less men, the marriage is already done. I seen a study now talking about something, the marriage is down 50% over the last 20 years. Like marriage is already kaput. But I think relationships as a whole, as a man wanting to be with one girl, I think that is, see what's happening is, as I get bigger, guys, and I tell guys to get in the gym and get on their purpose, and so a lot of you guys are going to be successful, you ain't going to want one girl. You know, bitch, you ain't want me when you were twisting your ass on the fucking Instagram. Alright, now I got this fucking Mercedes and got my shit together and I'm ripped up and shit and got my shit accomplished and now you know, And so I think, look for a lot of women. Remember I told you guys this, that 5-10 years from now, remember I said that you're going to have, this is what you're going to have. You know how women probably laughing at us now, we got all these dating coach channel and red, they probably kick back out they mad and frustrated. Oh, they probably have but this is what's going to happen. You're going to start seeing a lot of angry female channels bitching and complaining that men won't man up for a relationship. That's what you're going to start having. You'll see a whole bunch of female channels on just start.
That exists now. That exists now and has existed for a long time.
I'm sorry.
So from a woman's perspective, when you see AMS's content, are you like mad and frustrated at the content that he's producing for men?
No, I'm not mad or frustrated. I think I can listen and when I say take notes, not like take notes as things I would implement in my life, but take notes as far as like understanding his mental thought process. you know, and where he's coming from, because, you know, as I interact with different males, especially if his following is increasing and there's more people that are, you know, red pilling it and stuff like that, and I know how to properly engage in with these males because I understand their perspective. So no, I take notes. I learn from what he's saying. So
you have a degree of empathy of the things that he's saying, and can identify that there's perhaps a great deal of truth in the way that he positions his points.
Yeah, I think that, and it shows by his following. I mean, I don't know how many subscribers he has, but you know, it's tens of thousands of views on his video. So there are people tapping in, and you know, he's not the only person that is on YouTube that shares these type of concepts. So yeah, for sure.
Do you think that there's any hope?
I'm an optimistic person, so I would say yes, I believe that there is hope.
You know, he says women a lot in the video, but you know, your example of a woman that doesn't use social media the way that he's talking about it, but there's a great deal of baddies.
I'm sure there are.
That do, right? There's a insurmountable amount that use it for validation.
Yeah.
You know, because it's free, it's cheap, it's easy, right? Like, you know, and it's widely accessible, right? And, you know, I mean, humans like to be validated to a degree.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
I mean, I like my content to be validated. It's just not the typical content that probably most, you know, women that you're describing are posting.
Nah, it's very positive stuff. You generally have a burqa on. You know what I mean? Like it's covered. So
I did post the other day. This is getting off topic, but I did post the other day a dress that I was in. I felt like it was pretty flattering. It wasn't a burqa.
Let's see.
Oh, you want to see the picture?
Mm-hmm.
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, I don't have a burqa on.
I want to show them. Kelly, you're very covered. I want to show them.
It's a sleep, not a halter top, but
I don't know the names of these shits.
Spaghetti strap.
You're
dress.
completely covered.
Okay.
She's a Midwest cutie pie. Can I show them?
But you can see my figure.
Yes or no?
No, because then they can see my Instagram.
I was gonna blur that out.
Oh, okay. I mean, you can see that I have a figure, though. That's the point, right?
You're in a long evening gown. This is not the IG women he's talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a long evening gown and everything is covered. She's a cutie pie. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Okay,
I'm gonna bring you to the portion of Instagram that I'm talking about.
No, I know what you're talking about, but I guess for me, you know, like that's just who I am. Like I want there to be a level of mystery.
That's mysterious, okay. All right. You know what I mean? You're
I'm not doing it to get the validation that you're talking about. So I'm sure if I posted a bikini shot, sure, I'm sure there would be some likes or what have you or whatever.
So maybe that's the silver lining
or whatever.
It's those. Maybe the silver lining is those that don't use it for validation. You know, typically like my Instagram, I know you've seen it lately. It's for business stuff, right?
Yeah,
Like
sure.
that's all I really post on my stuff. Like I'm not doing stuff for, I'm not doing stuff for that. Yours for business stuff, right? But you also have the empathy to understand the other side of the situation as well. So maybe that's the silver lining if we were to call out a silver lining and where we see this generation going. But without a doubt, where social media has landed us today, like we've been given a tool well, there's no like playbook. There was no playbook when it was first introduced to us.
Yeah.
So there's no playbook. There's no instruction manual. It was just a tool that was given to us And now we have to just figure it out, right? So you got people that are caught up in the cycle that are using it for things in a way which can be detrimental to their inevitable goals. So it's almost like you got to take a step back and like say to yourself, well, what are my goals, right? If my life is 80, 90, 100 years and I'm 25, like what are the things that I have to do to make sure that when I'm 35, I'm happy? When I'm 45, I'm happy. When I'm 55, I'm happy. And happiness is defined very differently depending upon who the person is, right? And what is their nature versus nurture mix-up, right? Callie Michelle. Well, we're at the end of the video right now.
Yeah.
What will this social media age lead to? AMS, appreciate the video, my brother. I think there was a lot of great content within it. What did you think about the video?
I thought it was a good video.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. We gotta give it the rating.
Oh, is that a new thing we're doing now?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to beat you to it. What do you think? You got those thumbs ready?
I mean,
you get too neutral?
yeah, because it's not. I'm not. What for me, doing a thumbs up means I'm endorsing what he's saying.
Okay.
So I don't want to give a thumbs up, but I give it neutral because I appreciate the content. So it's not a thumbs down.
Okay.
Can we appreciate that?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So I think that concludes our video. You're super neutral. It's cool.
Well, what did you vote?
I voted yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I voted thumbs up because I feel like I understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I understand what he's saying. But like you, I try to be cup half full. I don't think that when he says women, I think all women. I think that there's a large component that are doing exactly what he's saying. And depending upon their maturity, depending upon their ability to sit down and try to think through their goals in their life, like depending upon their understanding of how to treat a man and like all these different concepts, like some may understand it better than others. But just like he's talking about it from an education perspective, right? Like just like there's dudes that are looking on the internet for education on this stuff, I think that there's women doing the same thing. And I think a component of the reason why I do these videos is to try to not say one is right and one is wrong, but to come together and have a discussion to understand, like, you know, of the things that they're saying, what could be right or what could be wrong, you know, just so we can try to pressure test and not just consume information from a CNN or not just consume information for a Fox News, but to like come together, marry the information together, and then see like how it makes sense for the lives that we're trying to live. You know what I mean? But that's my soapbox for right now. Let's conclude the goddamn video. You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
It's been your video, mediocre tutorials and reviews. Anything to say before we sign off?
Nope.
All right.
Until next time.